Okay, so if you didn't know, Demon Slayer will be having a movie containing episode 10 and 11 of the Entertainment District arc, and as well as the episode 1 of the Swordsmith, which is season 3. And this episode is gonna be 1 hour, and they're gonna put those together and make a movie. This movie is gonna go on a world tour, and it's gonna air for the first time in a cinema only in Japan, Tokyo, next week. It's February the 3rd, so basically next Friday. So basically it's gonna be the first time that episode 1 of season 3 is gonna be seen by people in cinema. We will probably get some leaks for the voice actors if you have read the manga and your eye for certain characters in episode 1, and for the voice actors, as well as just maybe people are gonna record. And if we get good leaks and new information, I will definitely do video about it. It is confirmed as well that we will get new information for season 3 next Friday, when basically it airs in the cinema. It might be a new trailer, it might be an exact date for season 3 when it's gonna air on Crunchyroll and stuff. So I will be covering all of that. If we get a new trailer next week, I'll definitely react to it, and as well as doing a big review and analysis, you know, comparing the manga with the trailer and talking about every details about it. I just love it. You can subscribe for that. I'm gonna tell you every news that we will get for the season 3. This video is gonna be containing spoilers, since I'm gonna be talking about everything that's going to happen in episode 1, so you've been warned. So episode 1 of the Swordsmith, like I said, is 1 hour now. It's 1 hour, but this is with the ads and advertisement. We have a good example with season 2, the Entertainment District. The first episode was an hour special, just like this one. As we can see with the first episode and the Entertainment District arc, it's 48 minutes. So we will probably get the same thing here. So the episode 1 is gonna be around 48 minutes. Since we have a good example, we're gonna take some things from the episode 1 of the Entertainment District. With the 48 minutes, they covered about 4 chapters from the manga. So if we take the same thing with the episode 1 of season 3, it's gonna be around 4 chapters. Now, in the episode of season 2, there was anime only content, or filler, you can call it how you want. So I'm gonna do a lot of prediction on this. So let's start, let's go. So I do think we will not get the opening at the start of this episode. They might do like in season 2, where they put the opening at the end of the episode. I could see that for sure. We're definitely going to start with maybe a little like 1 minute recap of what happened in episode 11 with the master talking, and then we see Akaza in the Infinite Castle. It's going to start with the Upper Moon meeting for sure. I do think, like in season 2 episode 1, we're gonna get a cinematic, you know, opening, maybe with like the Infinite Castle. We're gonna go through the Infinite Castle with the incredible CGI. I'm expecting the Infinity Castle to look even better than it looks with the Lower Moon meeting in the end of season 1 for sure. So I do think the Upper Moon meeting, which is around 2 chapters, it's going to take at least half of this episode. It's gonna take at least 20 to 25 minutes. I do see them add some anime only content and dialogue, just camera movement and everything, just to make this Upper Moon meeting more complete and fleshed out. And I think off the bat we will get all the Upper Moons one by one, their introduction. First is going to be Gyoko and Atengu. We basically saw a shot of the introduction of Atengu in the trailer. It's the exact same shot of when he's introduced in the chapter. Now, a thing that I wonder that they're going to do, will they be adding the card where we see their names and their number, you know, besides them, just like they did with the Ashira, where we see their names and their breathing technique, so it's more easy to know everyone's name like that. I think they will keep it just like in the chapters. I hope that when they put the introduction cards, it's like, you know, dark, it's like black or red, just, you know, a big contrast of the Ashira where it was like all flashy. Now I really expect some like Muzan theme and just demon music with like their title card. Maybe it's like blood or something, I don't know, that would be cool. So we're gonna get a little bit of everyone's personality, Tengu, Gyoko. Then we see the introduction of Doma, who puts, you know, the classic panel of where Doma puts his arm around Akaza. It's gonna be sick. I mean, we've heard the voice actor for Doma, which I think it's perfect. It's really perfect. I can't wait to hear. And even his voice actor is such a great voice actor. Like, not that it just fits Doma, but his voice actor is so talented. So I'm really excited to hear more of him. So we'll definitely just get the relationship between Doma and Akaza, which Akaza doesn't like Doma at all. I'm really excited to see just Akaza punching Doma. It's gonna be so good to see. I'm really expecting to see like great shot of Doma's eyes, because we know his eyes are so good, and we saw at the end of episode 11 in the season 2, we saw the eyes of Doma, which looks beautiful. I'm expecting some great shot for his eyes. After this, we will see the entrance of Kokushibo, who's been in the Infinity Castle for a long time, and we're gonna hear his voice. I do have some ideas of which voice actor it could be, and I want to. I think if you've watched some videos of Demon Slayer on YouTube, you've probably heard some of like the voice actor for Kokushibo, which I'm gonna put right here.
300年経った世界の友人よ。お前の名を聞かせてくれ。
I really have hope that Ufotable are gonna choose a great voice actor for him. And we got the shot of his entrance as well in the trailer, which by the way, I love how the lighting is on him. We don't see much, but I love the red. Yeah, I'm expecting some crazy animation, especially that they're putting this episode in the cinema. I really think the quality of episode 1 is gonna be top tier. Then we're gonna see Muzan entering the Infinity Castle. I'm expecting his team just to pop up right here. We're gonna see all the Upper Moon's reaction to Muzan being there, and I really hope, I mean, I don't think they will, but that would be cool, just like in the Lower Moon meeting where we just hear like a scream, a demon scream when Muzan enters. It's so badass. Then we're gonna get just Muzan talking about the Gyotaro who is dead, that he fought, but Daki was holding him back. And by the way, guys, I'm gonna talk real quick about it. This doesn't mean that Gyotaro would be Upper Moon 4 or Upper Moon 5 level. Like, this doesn't mean that he was on the level of Upper Moon 5, Upper Moon 4. Like, who's stronger, Gyotaro or Gyoko? It's arguable, I do think. But either way, we're gonna just hear Muzan talk about he had too much humanity, that's why he lost. So we're gonna get a big speech for him, and I love Muzan's voice actor, so this is gonna be great hearing him talk like that. He's going to talk about the Blue Spider Lee again, and as well as they can't find Ryashiki, the master, and everyone is going to say, forgive us, we can't find him. Doma has a fun line, I'm not very good at detective work myself. This is gonna be funny. And then Gyoko is just gonna get his head ripped off, and Muzan talking about change, his speech about change, which we've heard a bit in the trailer, this exact line where he talks about change, and we got the exact shot. In the manga he's upside down, but in the trailer he was upright, you know, like, so I'm expecting some like camera movement where at the start he's like upside down and then he gets turned. I don't know, we'll see how they do this with like the camera angles and stuff. And the Infinity Castle, it's so cool with how the camera works. It's gonna be incredible. Like, just the dialogue is gonna feel so much more dynamic in the Infinity Castle. It's gonna be crazy. Then Muzan is just gonna leave. That's where basically chapter 88 finish. We're probably gonna be around 9 to 10 minutes in, and tell Gyoko and Atengu to go check the information that Gyoko was talking about, which is the location of the swordsmith. Then Akaza is just gonna punch Doma's head again, just saying that Muzan didn't give him order to go with Gyoko and stuff, and this is the end of the chapter. Chapter 99, this is where Kokushibo makes a move. He cuts Akaza's arm because Akaza punched Doma's head, and this is gonna be crazy. Just Kokushibo being a badass, like talking to Akaza. You went too far, and you see that Akaza is shook, like making Akaza shook like that is, you know, it's a big, this guy is the real deal. Then Kokushibo is gonna have a little bit of his dialogue talking about the hierarchy. I think people are gonna be really hyped for to see Kokushibo in action. They're gonna talk about the blood battle, which I hope they might like show a flashback or something at some point in the manga, because I know Ufotable are doing like anime content and they're adding to the story, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do something with the blood battle, since we didn't see anything about the blood battle in the old manga. Then we're gonna get the face reveal of Kokushibo, which is gonna be so clean with the animation in the Infinity Castle, the lighting, and we're gonna see that he has the marks. But definitely gonna see some people saying that it's like Tanjiro's dad, or which is fair to be honest, but some people are gonna think it's Yoriichi. Then at this point everyone is going to leave. Akaza is like kinda mad, is like, I'm gonna kill you for sure to Kokushibo. Then Kokushibo is like, good luck, and he just leaves. Akaza is going to leave as well. I'm expecting in the manga Akaza just like Kokushibo and Akaza just disappears. I feel like we might see Akaza like, you know, a cool like animation, just like in season 1 episode 26 when one of the lower moons tries to run away. And then Atengu and Gyoko are gonna go for the swordsmith, and Doma is gonna get sent back to his temple. I'm really excited. This shot of Doma is great, and I'm really excited to see it animated. Man, everyone is going to be so hype with all the upper moons. I really think the design for the upper moons are amazing. And then the chapter 99 is ending with Tanjiro's memories, where he has a dream of the past of Yoriichi. We're gonna get Yoriichi's face reveal, and we're gonna get some dialogue from Yoriichi as well, and some people are gonna be, who the hell? This is Tanjiro. This is Tanjiro's ancestor, but it is exactly the same, just looks exactly like Tanjiro. I'm so excited to see Yoriichi in the anime, how they're gonna animate his face, because we know like the character does look the same in the manga and the anime. Because if you don't know, Yoriichi is my favorite character, so I'm really excited to see what he looks like in the anime for sure. And I need to hear his voice again, because in season 2 where we hear his voice for the first time, I do think his voice is badass as hell and Yoriichi is badass, but I did think his voice was maybe a little bit sounded too old, because we know in the flashback when he fights Muzan he's like around 25 years old, and he sounds like he's 50. So I'm really excited to hear his voice again here, to see if it matches him. So I'm really excited, but I do love his voice. His voice actor is great and he's badass, so I'm really excited to see here in his dialogue how he talks. And then we're gonna go with Tanjiro, who's waking up and Kanao being like, oh, he woke up, and Tanjiro is like, what? Was that a dream? He's crying. So this is the end of chapter 99. I think we're gonna be around 20 minutes in the episode. This might be like the middle of the episode, around there. So I do think it's probably going to end at chapter 101. So before I continue, I want to talk about the anime content only and the fillers that we will probably get in this episode. I'm pretty sure at 90% that we will get anime only content, just like in episode 1 of season 2. We could end on chapter 100 for sure, but I do think we're gonna end on chapter 101. But if we get anime only content, I do see us seeing Zenitsu and Inosuke being on a solo mission, because we don't see Inosuke and Zenitsu at all on this arc. We just see Inosuke talking with Tanjiro in this chapter 100, and we just know that they both go on a solo mission. So I could see us Since in episode 1 of season 2 we saw anime only content of Tanjiro going on the solo mission, which is not in the manga, where he kills a demon pretty easily just to show us how strong he is. I think we'll get the same here with Zenitsu and Inosuke. Again, this is not confirmed at all, this is just me making predictions, and I would love to see them on the solo mission. Maybe see like a little glimpse of Zenitsu fighting Awake, maybe. And obviously just seeing Inosuke being on solo mission would be great as well. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. So with chapter 100 we're gonna see Goto, who is a Kakushi, which was the one guy who was at the Ashura meeting in season 1, who took Tanjiro on his back, and he was in charge of Tanjiro basically. He's going to make a callback of the end of the entertainment district where they were all beat up, and he's gonna talk about that Tanjiro has been like out cold for 2 months and was in a bad state. But it's just so cool to see that everyone loves Tanjiro, in the butterfly, and they really care for him. We're gonna get some comedic relief, classic Demon Slayer a little bit. We're gonna talk about Inosuke, who's been in a really bad state. He almost died several times. And then the funniest entrance, oh man, this is so good. Like, they're all talking about Inosuke almost dying, and just Tanjiro like, oh, then I'm just hallucinating him on the ceiling, and we just see Inosuke walking on the ceiling for no reason. My main think is Spider-Man or something. And then we're just gonna get like a little talk between Tanjiro and Inosuke, which I love. I just love the relationship between Inosuke and Tanjiro. Then after that, that's where Tanjiro gonna get a 1 week time skip where Tanjiro has made a full recovery. He can just do everything now. Inosuke going back to a solo mission, just like I said. If we get anime only content from Inosuke or Zenitsu, I think this is where we're gonna get it. It's gonna be like a 10 minutes. I don't think it's gonna be that long. Then we will get Tanjiro getting the letter from Aganiska-san, who's saying, I'm not going to make a sword, all that stuff. And then the little girls are saying to Tanjiro, you should go to the swordsmith, get a new sword. And then that's where Tanjiro is going to go there. He needs to put a blindfold on, and he's going to go to the swordsmith. We did get to see some shots in the trailer with like CGI, where we're just going through like just a path to the swordsmith. I think this is going to be where we will get those shots in the episode. The CGI looks pretty good. I'm really excited to see if they add something. Now this panel of where Tanjiro arrives to the swordsmith, and we get a great panel shot of the swordsmith. I really do think this is gonna look beautiful with Ufotable and their animation with the backgrounds. We know their backgrounds is god tier, the cherry blossoms, and I'm really excited to see if the trees have some colors. Hopefully it's not just like green basic trees. Hopefully there's some colors, and we're gonna get, yes, the classic hot spring scene from Mitsuri, the bat scene, where I do think it's not gonna be that censored. People are saying it's not gonna be in there. It's definitely going to be in the episode. They're just gonna be putting a lot of mist because of the hot spring. Then this is chapter 101. I do think here there's gonna be like 10 minutes max, and it depends. Again, if we get a lot of anime only content, I could see it ending around here. But if we get like only 5-minute anime only content, I do think we're gonna end with chapter 101. Here it's gonna be Tanjiro talking with the master, the chief basically of the swordsmith, the oldest one and the best swordsmith. Is going to talk about Aganuska, who's been missing for some reason. And then it's actually cool that the chief is saying it's not Tanjiro's fault for the sword breaking. It's actually Aganuska-san, which his sword should not be broken. Even if the swordsman is not good with it, the sword shouldn't break it. It's the swordsmith's fault. I really like this line from him. Then we're gonna get the meeting between Tanjiro and Mitsuri, talking about Genya, who was called to her. We have this shot from the trailer with Mitsuri, who's like, oh, food. Then we're gonna get the encounter between Tanjiro and Genya in the hot spring. I'm really excited to see more about Genya. He's one of my favorite characters of the show. He has a great character development. Then we will get some dialogue between Mitsuri, Tanjiro, while they're eating, you know, talking about Genya being the brother of Sanemi, and just baby Nezuko being so cute with Mitsuri. This is going to be so awesome. Then after that, there's gonna be some Mitsuri talking about why she's a demon slayer, because she wants someone to marry her, someone who's stronger than her. We did get some shots from the trailer, from the scene where Tanjiro is saying that he's going to defeat Muzan, you know, classic. Really great moment here between Mitsuri and Tanjiro. You know, Mitsuri is just saying that she doesn't know if they're gonna see each other again, because they might not be alive next time, so that's a great moment. And then Mitsuri is saying to Tanjiro that him fighting an upper moon like that was a great experience. It's equal to maybe 5 or 10 years of just training, normal training. It really shows that Tanjiro fighting an upper moon really put him on another level. And before Mitsuri leaves, she's going to tell Tanjiro that there's a secret weapon, which I'm not sure if she's talking about the sword in the Yorichi Type 0 or she's talking about the Yorichi Type 0, because she says that makes you stronger, which the sword doesn't really makes you stronger, but the Yorichi Type 0 does make him stronger because he trained with it, so we'll see. And her being close to Tanjiro like that, the nosebleed by Tanjiro is funny too. This is the end of chapter 101, and where I think the episode 1 of the Swordsmith is going to end is when Tanjiro basically encounters the mist pillar, Muichiro Tokito, and we're gonna get this shot, which we did get from a Japanese spot. A lot of people didn't see this shot, but this is exactly the end of chapter 101. I think the episode is going to end exactly on this shot of Muichiro as well. Well, that was it for episode 1, guys. So let me know if you have some ideas how this episode 1 is going to play out. Like I said, next week we will get some new information about the Swordsmith, and it's going to air. We're gonna get some leaks, so maybe I'm going to be able to see if we get some new additional content and where it ends. I'm going to tell you everything about those leaks and information if you want to. So subscribe to don't miss out on everything Demon Slayer related. I'll be reacting to every episodes, every trailer, every opening, ending. I'm going to do a review and analysis of everything, like I said. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.